Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Matt here, and I just discovered like 10 minutes ago that this fancier Sony camera, this is one of the ones I use to film my regular range videos with, it can be hooked up to my computer as a webcam, so that's pretty cool. I just discovered that, so we're going to be, as you can see, filming in my office space, which allows me to get better video quality here easily, so that's really awesome. I guess it's kind of weird because I'm looking at my monitor as opposed to the camera, so hopefully that's not too strange. But anyway, you can see I'm in the office space. Not too much has changed. I did put up these shelves, as you can see here. These are just cheap shelves from IKEA. They're like 4 inches deep. I think they're actually designed for picture frames, but this allows me to display some of the trophies I've been fortunate enough to bring home. And there's still plenty of space on the shelves for hopefully future trophies that I'll bring home. And again, this allows me to finally display them because they were just all stacked up on a shelf because I didn't have anywhere in the workshop to put them without them getting in the way. So this is kind of nice. Anyway, this video is going to be sort of a touch base recap slash update video for the channel. I know some people do year-end recap videos and stuff, so I guess more along the same lines as that. And Happy New Year, by the way, because at the time of filming, it's January 2nd, 2023. That's weird to say. And also Merry Belated Christmas, if anyone says that. But yeah, anyway, so let's just jump straight into it. I do have some notes here on my monitor because I don't want to forget some things, but it's going to be pretty straightforward. I do want to sort of reflect back on the growth of this channel. Hopefully it doesn't get too cheesy, but I am very appreciative of the growth of the channel, and then also some updates afterwards to end. So first off, thank you if you are a subscriber or follow me on YouTube or Instagram or follow along in my adventures in any way. I think it's really cool to see how this YouTube channel has grown over the past 3 years or so. I really started to post PRS rimfire content at the beginning of 2020, so it's been almost 3 full years, and I think how this channel has grown well, it's been really awesome overall, but it's really surprised me as well because you can kind of tell when I first started making rimfire videos, it was really just more of a way for me to document my own experiences for myself, and I decided to post them publicly just in case anyone got anything out of it, whether or not just be entertaining or they just got one or two key points per video. You know, I figured I'd just throw them out there. But as people discovered the channel and the subscriber count grew, I decided to put a little bit more effort into both the video quality, so I bought new cameras and everything, as well as just the overall production quality, so the editing and all that stuff. And I think it's been quite rewarding, both for the channel, seeing it grow, as well for myself. I've learned to use my video editing software a lot better, and it's just been a lot of fun, to be honest. Like I thoroughly enjoy making the videos, not just shooting. So there's the shooting aspect of the sport, but for me there's also being able to share it and making and creating my videos, which again, it's been very rewarding. So I do want to thank everyone for participating in my experiences in the way of following the channel, people who comment or interact, message me, whatever, or even come say hi at matches in person. I think that's really cool. But even if you just follow along and just watch and lurk, I think that's still totally fine. And to be honest, I never had the goal, and I don't have the goal of just purely trying to get as many subscribers or views as possible, because if I wanted to do that, I would just churn out meaningless product reviews, right? That's easy views and easy publicity. But I really wanted to sort of retain an audience that truly had the same interest as me and wanted to follow along for things that I genuinely wanted to share. So if I do a product review on the channel, it's actually because I'm interested in it, and maybe there's not much content about that particular product out there, or I have a different take on a popular product, whatever it may be. If I do a product review, it's because I genuinely want to share it. And I've turned down countless free product offers from various companies because I don't want to be a reviewer. I want to show what I want to show, which is generally my experiences. So anyway, I do want to thank those who have stuck around, because I think you genuinely want to see what I want to show, which is awesome. So that's what I want to retain. And the community, I've said this before, not to be too cheesy, but really this sport is about the people, and it would not be the same without the community of shooters. The group of shooters here in Ontario where I shoot, I can genuinely say I have not met a group of people that are kinder, more welcoming, more generous. You know, everyone cares about each other on the fire line, which is really nice to see. So the people are awesome. I've made some really good friends in this sport, and even my wife, who's very shy, like it takes her a lot to open up to others. From the very beginning, she's felt welcomed as she comes along to these matches to either shoot or help me film for my YouTube video. So it's been really nice overall, the entire community, and that also stands true for the community of shooters in the States. As I go to more and more match locations in the States and I explore different venues, it's usually the same, very, very welcoming and friendly group of shooters, which is really nice to see. Yeah, so the past 3 years, I've also been lucky enough to be able to share some really cool, I guess, milestones in my experiences doing PRS rimfire. I guess the first one would be just graduating from like the smaller ORPS matches, which are basically NRL 22, 100 yards and inwards. Graduating from those smaller matches to shooting my first long distance match in rimfire was really exciting for myself. And to me, a long distance match in rimfire is 100 yards and outwards. So that first happened at the end of 2020, and I thought that was just a blast. And obviously I was bit by the bug, and I shoot a lot of long range PRS style rimfire now. Let me think, some other cool milestones, or shooting 1,000 yards with Kevin Goyette was a ton of fun. That's probably one of my more popular videos, and that day was very, very memorable. Getting my Go Big Tactical sponsorship was another big thing for myself. I don't think I actually ever like made a dedicated video announcing it, but everyone knows I'm sponsored by Go Big if you follow the channel. But that was a big deal for myself personally, because especially up here in Canada, getting a sponsorship is a little bit more difficult in some ways. So, and Tom over at Go Big has been a huge help over the past almost 18 months now, I guess, since I've joined Team Go Big Tactical. So that's been really cool as well. And then just this past year in 2022, having the amount of success at some of these matches has been really nice to be able to share that and, you know, just make videos about it. Now, speaking of matches, I thought it'd be kind of interesting if I shared some stats. I have all the long distance matches. So again, anything that's not ORPS or NRL 22. I have them all in an Excel spreadsheet with just very basic stats of my overall place. I think I should add a column for my hit percentage relative to the winner, because that's generally a better way to track your performance, I guess. But anyway, I'll do that later. Keep in mind, 2020 and 2021 were both fairly condensed or short seasons here in Canada, especially because of the public health situation and all the shutdowns we had to deal with. So in 2020, I only shot 3 long-range matches. My first one was in August, so I was quite new to it, obviously. So 3 in the first season. In the second season, in 2021, I shot 9 long-distance matches. And 2021, again, was still sort of affected by the whole pandemic situation. And this past year, in 2022, I had 20 long-range matches. So that's pretty good, I would say, in terms of my progression, shooting more and more matches. And in terms of my overall placing, my first year, I was averaging around 16th place. Again, only 3 matches, so it's not like I have a lot of sample size. In 2021, of the 9 matches, my average placing was 10th, and I never podiumed, so I never got top 3. But then, in 2022, of the 20 matches that I shot, 18 of them I placed top 10, and of the 18, 13 of them were podium finishes, so top 3. So that is a huge improvement, and I'm very, very thankful that I was able to perform to that level. The only 2 matches I didn't place top 10, the first one was the KDEX Classic. That was an NRS match in Caledonia. The wind kicked my butt that day. And the second one was the PRS Rimfire finale in Texas, where I got 23rd, but the level of competition at that match was insane. So those were the only two I didn't place top 10. I'm very, very happy with my 2022 performance. If I have a season, next season, if it's anywhere close to what I did in 2022, I'll be very, very happy. But I thought I would just share those stats of my progression in the PRS rimfire discipline because I thought it was pretty interesting. Also, including ORPS and the one NRL 22 that I've shot last weekend, I shot 40 matches in the last 12 months. So from January to December, 40 matches. Now, some of them were small matches that were back to back on the same day. So it's not like I had 40 match days, but it must be close to 30 match or 25 or 30 match days, I guess. So still a lot of days at a range shooting a match. Which, again, I've been very fortunate. I've been able to share most of the matches I've shot. I think in the past 3 years, not including the smaller club level matches like ORPS and stuff, I think there's only been maybe 5 or 6 big matches that I haven't made a video on. So I've been able to share most of my experiences, which is really awesome. And again, I think it's cool that I now have sort of a video log of my experience from the very beginning. So speaking of that, updates for the channel. My wife does want to shoot more matches next year. And in our last match video, which was at Cattaraugus Rod and Gun Club, we debuted her new production CZ457, which she's going to be using going forward. I'm hoping the production rig will give her a little bit of a spark to better her skills, because I mean, she knows it too. Her PRS rimfire skills have sort of plateaued, and which is fine. I mean, if as long as she's having fun and having a good time, I don't care how she shoots, as long as she's being safe, obviously. But I think she wants to improve a little bit as well. So I think it's going to be cool that she's in production and she can more easily track her performance relative to other production shooters. I think that's the biggest thing. And if she's shooting well, and you know, maybe with a little bit of luck, she can bring home podium finish, which I think she would be very ecstatic about. So that would be really cool. But anyway, the reason why I want to bring that up is the match videos I've been doing, my match recaps, have not been possible without my wife filming, and she's only filming those matches like that when she's not shooting. But now that we plan for her to shoot more in the upcoming season, there's no way I can produce a video to the same sort of production quality as the fancier ones I do. Think, you know, the one for the Texas finale or the regional finales at Sheepdog and MKM with all the fancy B-roll and the highlights and the slow-mos and stuff. There's no way we'd be able to film a video like that if she's also shooting a match, which is fine because I've done enough of those videos where I think people, well, let me backtrack. I actually really like that style of video because it's fun to watch, in my opinion, and it's fun to edit for myself as well. And it also gives the viewer a really good sense of what the match is all about, sort of the ambiance, if you will, of not just, you know, seeing one shooter shoot a stage, but also the general vibe of the entire atmosphere of the match. I think it portrays it a lot better. And if you miss a match and you want to see what it was about, I think that sort of, I guess, flashy match recap is really good for that. However, I don't think it really benefits viewers that want to learn about shooting any more than a more simple video. So because my wife will be shooting more matches with me next year, and we can't film the same way to make these quote-unquote flashy match recaps, they will be a little toned down in terms of fancy highlight B-roll, you know, montages and stuff like that. But I'm always going to try and still make it interesting for the viewer and to give good footage for learning purposes if you're new to the sport or you want to see how I approach a stage. Unfortunately, we're obviously not going to be able to get as many different shooters, because I do like to highlight other shooters, you know, and show stages from multiple angles and stuff like that, but it's just not going to be as possible if we're both shooting a match. Anyway, that was sort of the biggest update I guess I have going forward. If she isn't shooting a match, maybe I will try and do one of those fancy match recaps like I have done in the past, but again, don't expect every match recap to be like that. Anyway, that was basically all I had for this video, just a touch base with a little update for things going forward. Again, I do want to extend a big thank you for everyone who has interacted either through following or all the other stuff. I think it's really cool. And my next video, for those of you interested, I'll probably actually film it right after this. Maybe not, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, but I do plan to do my Q&A/FAQ video finally, which I announced like months ago. But I just got really busy and haven't been able to film that. But now that I know that this Sony camera can be easily hooked up to my computer, I will film that shortly and get that out to you next, hopefully. So anyway, take care everyone. Cheers. See you in the next video.